My dear students, today let's study chapter number 2 of our basic science textbook. Take your textbook basic science and take page number 23 of your textbook. Take page number 23 and you can see wonders of visible light. You will have to take a textbook that is already with you, then one rough notebook and a science diary. When I am giving you notes, you can write it down on your rough book. Later, after the class, no doubt, slowly you can enter what we have written in the notebook into your science diary. When you write in your science diary, make sure you have written it correctly. Now, take your textbook and page number 23. I am Sebastian Master of Vivekananda English Medium School, Mullacherry. Even though it is not the actual method of teaching a lesson, in our classroom, I am seeing only you. That is why I am using this method. Once again, I am telling you to take your textbook. In the textbook, you can notice two students. They are standing outside and they are using a mirror. A mirror is there in their hand. What they are doing? The students are, no doubt, they are directing the rays of sun, that is sunlight, to their room. Can you notice it? What they are doing? Using a mirror, they are directing the sun rays to their room. Then in your textbook, they have given some items. All the items are available in your house, in your home. What are the items? All the items I have kept it for you. After that, you can do that same experiment in your room. For that, be careful to take all the items that I already mentioned in your textbook. Let us take one by one each item. We have to take a mirror. This is a mirror. Can you see a mirror? Then a torch is there. Torch. Using the torch, the ray of light is reflected to the wall. Are you able to see it? What I am doing? I am using a torch and the ray of light is reflected to the torch. The same thing that students they have done in their home. The same experiment you can repeat it in your home also. Instead of a mirror, we are using a laser torch. Then what will happen? Using a laser torch, easily you can see the ray of light. It is reflected to the wall. Are you able to see the ray of light, that is laser rays, that is reflected to the wall? Then, instead of the mirror, in your textbook, they have given several items. You can take your textbook and read. Then they have already mentioned about a cardboard. Then, if the ray of light falls on a cardboard, what will happen? Let us check. A cardboard and a ray of light falls. What happens? The ray of light is not reflected. Am I correct? I am using a laser torch and a cardboard. Using a cardboard, the ray of light is not reflected. But when we use a mirror, what happens? When we use a mirror, definitely the ray of light falls on the wall. That is, it is reflected to the wall. But in the case of a cardboard, it is not reflecting. Then, in your textbook, they have given many other items. What are items they have already given? They told you to take an aluminium vessel. An aluminium vessel is there. Let us try what is happening in the case of an aluminium vessel. You just see it. Aluminium vessel. Can you see it? Aluminium vessel. What is happening? The light is reflecting partially. Are you able to see? I am using a laser torch instead of a torch because it is pointed. Then I am using a laser torch, and when light rays are falling on the aluminium vessel or aluminium plate, what is happening? Actually, the rays are reflected to the wall. Then in your rays are actually what is happening? The rays are not reflected very well, but the rays are reflected partially. Are you able to notice? The rays are reflected partially. First of all, I used a mirror, then I used a cardboard. The light is not reflecting. The light is not reflecting. But in the case of an aluminium vessel or aluminium plate, what happened? The light is reflecting partially. Then in your textbook they have given a glazed tile. It's a glazed tile. Glazed tile, what will happen? Glazed tile. See? The light is reflecting very well. See it? Am I correct? Can you notice? The light is reflecting very well. What is the reason? I am using a glazed tile. The smooth tile. When I use a smooth tile, what is happening? When I use a smooth tile, light is reflecting. Once again I ask, what is happening when I am using a smooth tile? When I am using a smooth tile, light is reflecting. Are you able to see? Yes. Then in your textbook they have given a steel plate, a new steel plate. Even though it is not a brand new steel plate, no doubt you can see. But what will you see? You just see. Just see it? Light is reflecting. Then when I use a steel plate, what is happening? Light is reflecting. Then in your textbook, they told a roofing tile. I have a roofing tile with me. Roofing tile. When I am using a roofing tile, what is happening? Whether light is reflecting? No. What is the reason? It is a rough surface. The roofing tile has got a rough surface. It is not as smooth as a steel plate. The surface of a steel plate is smooth, whereas the surface of a roofing tile, it is not smooth, it is rough. That is why the light is not reflecting. Are you following me? Are you able to follow me? Yes. Then in your textbook, they told you to take a colored cloth. A colored cloth is there. Then what happens when light rays falls on the colored cloth? You just see whether it is reflecting. When the light rays falls on a colored cloth, no doubt it is not reflecting. What is the reason? It is a rough surface. Then we can reach in a conclusion. What is the conclusion? If it is a smooth surface, if it is a smooth surface, light reflects very well. If it is a rough surface, light does not reflect. Can you understand the difference? When it is a smooth surface, light reflects. When it is a rough surface, what will happen? The light does not reflect. But in the case of an aluminium, it is not smooth, and it is not smooth, but it is not rough. Then what will happen? It reflects partially. Then, in your textbook, in page number 24, there is a tabulation work. They asked you to tabulate the observed result. Now, you can write in your rough book, tabulate the observed work. You can write. It is already written in your textbook. Take your textbook and you check it whether it is written. It is already written in your textbook. Tabulate the observed result. Number 1, SL number, object, observed result. Number 1, what we used first? Mirror. You write. First one, number 1, serial number 1, then object, mirror. You can write, note it in your rough book. After that, you can copy to your science diary. For the time being, write in your notebook. SL number 1, mirror. M-I-R-R-O-R. Then, observed result. What is observed result? Reflects light very well. Reflect light very well. Reflects, R-E-F-L-E-C-T-S. Reflects light very well. Once again I am explaining. SL number 1, mirror. Reflects light very well. What is the reason? In the case of a mirror, the surface is smooth. That is why it is reflecting. Then, number 2, case number 2, you can use the rough cloth. You just write cloth, C-L-O-T-H, cloth. Object, you can write cloth, right, C-L-O-T-H, cloth. Observed result. What is observed result? Does not reflect light. Does not, D-O-E-S, doesn't reflect light. Does not reflect light. In the case of a cloth, especially colored cloth, does not reflect light. Are you understanding what I am telling? Are you understanding what I am telling? If you are not understanding, try to go through your textbook. Definitely you will understand it. Then, number 3, steel plate. Number 3, steel plate. Steel plate. S-T-E-E-L, steel plate. P-L-A-T-E, steel plate. What is observed result? What is observed result? Steel plate reflects very well. Reflects very well. Steel plate reflects very well. Then, aluminium. Aluminium plate. A-L-U-M-I-N-I-U-M. Aluminium plate. Aluminium plate. What is happening? Reflects light partially. Aluminium vessel, what will happen? Reflects, R-E-F-L-E-C-T-S, reflects light partially. Aluminium plate reflects light partially. Then, roofing tile. R-O-O-F-I-N-G, roofing tile. Wooden roofing tile. Roofing tile edikko. Roofing tile doesn't reflect light. Doesn't reflect light. Roofing tile does not reflect light. Does not reflect light. Then, in your home, so many things are there. You just take your torch and check which all items are reflecting light, which doesn't reflect light, and which reflects light partially. What do you have to think? Which all items reflects light very well, which items does not reflect light, and which items reflects light partially. You can only, if you are getting only a torch is needed, many items are there in your room, many items are there in your home, take all the items and check it, and you can add all the items in your science diary. I have given only 5 or 6 or 7 examples. Then the remaining examples you think. Science is actually for thinking. We are trying to find out what is happening. Then after that we will have to write a definition. What is reflection? Then take your notebook and write. What is reflection? Yes, take your notebook and write. What is reflection? REFLECTION. What is reflection? Question mark. What is reflection? Now itself, you can write the answer in your rough book, not in your science diary. You can, no doubt you can copy it. For the time being, write in your rough notebook. What is reflection? Question mark. What is reflection? REFLECTION. Answer. Reflection is REFLECTION. Reflection is the return of light. Reflection is the return of light. Reflection is the return of light that falls on a surface. Reflection is the return of light that falls on a surface. What is reflection? Reflection is the return of light that falls on a surface. What is reflection? Reflection is the return of light that falls on a surface. What is reflection? Reflection is the return of light that falls on a surface. The light is falling on the steel plate and it is reflecting. What is reflection? Reflection is the return, RETURN, return of light that falls on a surface. It is already in your textbook. It is already written. You have to read your textbook several times. Then only you will be able to understand all the items what it has mentioned. Then reflection we can divide into two. What are the two types of reflection? Actually, 3 types are there. And now we are giving you 2 types. You will have to write it. Regular reflection. You write regular reflection, or you can write it as a question. What is regular reflection? What is regular? REGULAR. Regular reflection. What is regular reflection? What is regular reflection? What is regular? REGULAR. What is regular reflection? REFLECTION. Question mark. Don't forget to put the question mark. Without spelling mistake, you will have to write. The same time, you have to study English also. We are studying science. The same time, the language also we are improving. What is regular reflection? Answer, you write down the answer. When W capital, WHEN, when light falls on a, when light falls, FALLS, falls on a, when light falls on a smooth surface, SMOOTH, smooth surface, SURFACE, when light falls on a smooth surface, when light falls on a smooth surface, comma, when light falls on a smooth surface, comma, it is reflected when light falls on a smooth surface, comma, it is reflected, REFLECTED, regularly. It is reflected regularly, REGULARLY. When light falls on a smooth surface, comma, it is reflected regularly. Full stop. This is known as regular reflection. This is known as regular reflection, REGULAR. This is known as regular reflection. Our question, what is regular reflection? When light falls on a smooth surface, it is reflected regularly. This is known as regular reflection. Now, you can go through the figure. The figure is there. You just check. This is regular reflection. This is a smooth surface. Can you see a smooth surface? This is a smooth surface. This is also a smooth surface. What is happening? When light falls on a smooth surface, it is reflected regularly. Am I correct? When light falls on a smooth surface, it is reflected regularly. It is called regular reflection. Understand? When light falls on a smooth surface, it is reflected regularly. This is known as regular reflection. Then another one, diffuse reflection. You can write a question. What is diffuse reflection? What is diffuse reflection? Next question, you can write, what is diffuse reflection? What is diffuse reflection? Next question, you can write, what is diffuse reflection? D-I-F-F-U-S-C. What is diffuse reflection? D-I-F-F-U-S-C. What is diffuse reflection? What is D-I-F-F-U-S-C? What is diffuse reflection? Answer. When light falls on a rough surface, it is reflected irregularly. This is known as diffuse reflection. You can see the figure. D-I-F-F-U-S-E, diffuse reflection. When light falls on a rough surface, this is a rough surface. This is a smooth surface. This is a rough surface. It is not smooth. This is called a crust trough. It is not in your textbook. It is not smooth. It has many crusts and troughs. Then the light falls on it. It reflects irregularly. This is known as diffuse reflection. When light falls on a rough surface, it is reflected irregularly. It is known as diffuse reflection. Now you can write a homework. You can write a homework. Which surface reflect light well? You need not write the answer. Which surface reflect, R-E-F-L-E-C-T. Which surface reflect light well? ഏത് പ്രതലമാണ് ലൈറ്റിനെ നന്നായിട്ട് പ്രതിഫലിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്? Which surface reflect light well? ഏത് പ്രതലമാണ് ലൈറ്റിനെ നന്നായി പ്രതിഫലിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്? Which surface reflect light well? ആൻസർ അറിയാം, എഴുതിയാൽ മതി. ഞാൻ പറയണില്ല ഏതാണെന്ന് നിങ്ങൾ ആലോചിക്കുക. നമ്മൾ ഇത്രയും നേരമൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞില്ലേ? So far we explained everything. Then you can find out which surface reflect light well. You can write it. Think it and write. Then next question, which surface does not reflect light well? Which surface does not reflect light well? This surface, this is a cloth. It is not reflecting light very well. Then which surface does not reflect light very well? Which surface does not reflect light very well? You can write the answer. Before the conclusion of the class, let us recall or let us remember what we have studied so far. Take your notebook and you can recall what we have studied so far. What is reflection? Reflection is the return of light that falls on a surface. Reflection is the return of light that falls on a surface. Two types of reflection. Two types of surfaces are there, smooth surface and a rough surface. Smooth surface reflects light very well. Rough surface does not reflect light very well. Then all the things we have studied. Then I told you to write SL number, object, observed result. As homework, I am giving you that observation. Take your rough book. Many items are there in your home. 10 or 20 or 25 items you can take. You can use a torch. Yeah, ordinary torch you can use. You need not take a laser torch. You can use a torch and check. All the items are reflecting. All the surfaces does not reflect, and all the items reflects lights very well. One or four or five examples we have already given to you. Then other examples you try to do it yourself. For that, take many items. Take a torch. If you have no torch, you can take from your neighbors. You can ask them, give me a torch, and I will return it after half an hour. Then they will give you definitely. Then you can check it. Which all items are reflecting light, and you can take it in your. You can write in your science diary. Then study well. Then the other portions, the light and sight, and all other things, we will repeat in the next class. Take your read your textbook very well. Read your textbook very well. Open your textbook. Take all the items and try to do the experiment. And don't worry. You can if you are not understanding when you come to our school, definitely I will show you all the things. And if you have any doubt, definitely we can clear. For the time being, you do one thing. You take all the items and you try to do the experiment and write it in your science diary. Thank you.